A university is not something that one simply opens, like a savings account or a jar of pickles. Any self-respecting academic institution was doubtlessly opened long ago by dignified people who wore bowler hats and spoke via subtitle. The world is a creation of the past, and it is our job to keep it all going and try not to touch anything.
If you don't know where your class is it really worth going? Security breach. Please change your passwords. Sorry. Students should check in before trying to learn. Now taking students for Scientography. Welcome to the start of a new year. I'll be your host. Hello.
Now that's easy listening. The sound of 2 Point County on 2 Point Radio. Ricky Hawthorne waxing the waves lyrically and literally on 2 Point Radio. Why don't you listen to this next track and I'll take that pebble out of my shoe.
Starting in the science lab. It's not on your CV, it didn't happen. Not to me. administrative bonuses. Students should pretend that they're listening.
We've got breaking news for you on 2 Point Radio. A zoo worker at the Crockle Bay Zoo has fallen into the gibbon enclosure. It's been reported that they're not under any immediate danger, and zoo officials are currently negotiating with the gibbons for the employee's release.
Students are reminded to set reminders. University gives you a bright future and clouds it with debt. The more you revise, the longer you've been revising.
Sometimes I get asked what I would have done had I not gone into the disc jockeying trade. Well, as a young boy, I dreamed of being a spy. Yes, I pined for a life of international intrigue and late-night dinners at the county's expense. Sadly, to be a spy, you need to be able to whisper, and I just can't do it. When it comes to disclosing secrets, you don't want my persistent volume and crystal clear intonation.
Scientography lecture starting now. Staff are reminded to care about students. Students are reminded that you came here on purpose.
New to the Crumley student range, instant casserole. You want a warming meal, but you've not got all day.
Come on!
With Crumley's new instant casserole range, you just add water, and you've got something a lot like casserole. Just like Mama used to make.
Skills are non-transferable. Students are reminded to find themselves. plagiarism is not a belief system.
And we've got an update for you on the story of the zoo worker that fell into the gibbon enclosure. We're now hearing that the employee is rising through the gibbon's social structure. Fascinating stuff. There's no word on what gibbons are, but I believe they're a kind of amphibious cat. Little smooth creatures with whiskers and a big bushy tail. Fantastic.
Frequently asked questions. Yes, we are testing you. Students are reminded that I'm not your mum. This is a test announcement, not a real announcement.
We're joined by Professor Hamish Curlybags of the Pebbly Frog Sanctuary, who tells me gibbons are nothing like an amphibious cat. What's going on, Hamish?
That's right, Ricky. Gibbons are actually, well, they're land mammals and apes, much like ourselves, but with very long arms.
Apes, you say? Well, I never. Thanks for joining us, Professor. There's nothing I like more than being corrected. On air.
Tuition fees are expensive, and education is priceless. End of year is relax and prepare for next year. The academic year is now over. End-of-year results are now available. No unauthorized panicking. The campus is expanding, even more than usual.
It's time for Chef Ricky's morsel of the day. You can buy breadcrumbs from any self-respecting supermarket or interweb parlor replacement service, but there's something to be said for doing it the old-fashioned way, by throwing the loaf against a brick wall until it disintegrates into a fresh and flaky nothingness. It'll take a good couple of hours, but boy is it worth it.
Students are reminded that this is the fun part. Warning, stupid questions will make you look stupid. Now taking students for virtual normality. Welcome to the start of a new year. I'll be your host. Hello. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure.
I've got breaking news and a surprise twist from the gibbon enclosure. The zoo worker, first thought lost to the diminutive apes, has become their leader. They claim to have learnt to love the gibbons, their way of life, and their disproportionately lengthy arms. So, instead of going to work in the zoo every day, they'll just be living there, I suppose. That's one way to skip the morning traffic. I've been Ricky Hawthorne. Good night.
Janitor required in lecture theatre. Frequently asked questions. No, I will not be your friend. Students are reminded to have the time of their lives. Students are reminded to be in two places at once. Return to the hospital. Thank you. Students are asked not to ask questions.
Hello, yes, I'm Maggie Watmore, doing my best on campus radio. We've got a big show for you today, but I'm trying not to think about it. No, only joking, of course. This is really fun. Let's have some music, shall we?
There's a fly in here. Sandwiches will be eaten by me. Frequently asked questions. No, your chicken should not be pink.
And now over to you, and something about a hose.
Yes, that's right. Students were protesting a sudden spike in milkshake prices. I'm told that proceedings were fairly peaceful until a rogue beach ball struck an attendant on the arm. Things got a little tasty, and a garden hose was even used on one student who described himself as fine, just a bit wet. I'll be here bringing you the updates as the story develops. Back to you.
Students are reminded that there's no such thing as free time. glitter than you. Oh, sorry, that's mine. It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. The end of year results have been released. Luck won't help you now. The academic year is now over. The academic year is starting soon. Was there anything we wanted to do?
And now, Wanda, with an update on the latest campus fashion trends. Anyone who's someone is wearing their shoelaces untied. This trend is here to stay. Oh, there really is something about seeing all those laces dancing in the wind. Yes, we may have seen a fairly drastic uptake in people falling down, but this is the price you pay for fashion.
Staff are reminded that dogs don't eat homework. Visitors should be checked in and then removed immediately. Maintenance announcement. Plants need water, remember?
New to the Cromley student range. Fish in a box. We at Cromley have been serving fish to 2 Point County for over 10 years. It's a proud tradition, and now it's a tradition in a box. Easy to cook. Wow! Tasty to eat. Wow! You're not sure what it is, but it's definitely in a box. Just like Mama used to make.
The administrator is reminded to stay hydrated. Announcement. Hitting the box doesn't mean what you think it means. The campus has opened a new building. Good for us. Drink some water. Thank you. The timetable has now been published. Schedule your lives accordingly. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure.
We've come to the end of today's show, and didn't that fly by? I wasn't timing it or anything, but if I was, I think I'd see that we finished 35 seconds early. I've been Maggie Watmore. I'll be back tomorrow for my next allotted segment. Bye for now.
Hard work may or may not pay off. your frog. Frequently asked questions. No, you can't have an extension. Students are reminded that some grades are personal. Education is non-refundable. Staff are reminded to be inspirational.
Harrison Wolf on 2 Point Radio. It's Harrison Wolf going through the county's sock drawer on 2 Point Radio. I just had a very big sleep, so it's going to be a lively one.
Frequently asked questions. Your food is cold because the oven wasn't on. The canvas is expanding, even more than usual. Talking on campus. Thank you. Students are reminded to set reminders.
Live music is like fresh fruit and vegetables, man. It's better than the stuff in a can, and when the opportunity presents itself, you gotta cram as much of it in you as possible. That's just sensible, healthy living. You can't have too much of a good thing. That's why they call it a good thing. When I was young, I used to stand right next to the speakers and drink it in until I couldn't hear a thing. That's how I knew I was full.
Students are reminded to have the time of their lives. it's not on your CV, it didn't happen. Not to me. The administrator is reminded to stay hydrated.
Did you see those student protests at Mitten University the other day? It's all a little peaceful for my liking. Sure, I can respect the vibe, but sometimes you gotta ruffle some feathers. When I was at school, they took away mashed potato Tuesdays, so a few of us got into the school mascot's coop, and boy, did we ruffle that chicken. It was all friendly, of course, but they knew we meant business. Just some food for thought, my student comrades. Go get your mashed potatoes.
Frequently asked questions. No, I will not be your friend. It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. The summer is a good time to relax and prepare for next year. The academic year is over. Students must vacate the campus. The end of year results have been released. Luck won't help you now. The timetable has now been published. Schedule your lives accordingly. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure. ask questions. No, your chicken should not be pink. There's a fly in here.
Whoa! Is that? It can't be! New from Cheesy Gubbins. One big gubbin. Out of your dreams and into your mouth.
Students are reminded that you came here on purpose. If you don't know where your class is it really worth going?
How's it going? You're listening to 2 Point Radio, the most popular station in the greater 2 Point County area. Nice. We're serving more great radio with a side of insidious advertising right after this.
Unattended sandwiches will be eaten by me.
As longtime listeners will know, I have a wide range of hobbies and interests, but jogging isn't one of them. I mean, think about it. Going around and around a track or a park in an endless, exhausting loop to feel satisfaction? If you ask me, it's just another trick that big business uses to train our brains into total subordination. I'm sitting down, man. There's no moving me.
The more you revise, the longer you've been revising. University gives you a bright future and clouds it with debt. Frequently asked questions. Yes, we are testing you.